Good morning. One second here. All right, good morning, everyone. This is Jeff Yates coming to you on Friday. We started here momentarily.
Morning, Jeff.
All right, there I am. Welcome, everyone. Jeff Yates here, live on the YouTube stream.
Are your speakers working this morning?
And just a quick shout out to you, Troy. Want to see if you can hear me okay.
I can hear
Just a
you, but
quick
I don't know if
sound
you can hear
check.
me.
You can type it in chat or
Testing, testing. Can you hear me, Jeff?
yeah, that could be true because I do have the volume down here. Because I don't want to kind of hear myself. So
Got you. The feedback. Okay.
at least for a first few minutes, type in if you have a question in here, and that way I can just check this on YouTube later to make sure we're actually dialing this in a little bit more. I haven't figured out a way to kind of hear that without for me to hear you. It's coming out twice to me. It's coming through YouTube and it's also coming through here. I don't think there's a way to stop the YouTube. This is more of a test today than anything else. I'm just gonna mute, maybe I'll mute the volume in here and see. That's what I'm trying now. I haven't tried that angle before. So we give that a quick whirl. Just having to reposition everything here, so give me a minute. Okay. Should be good there. Let me open this up and see if you guys can hear me okay, and I can hear you. So if you want to speak for a second. Quick test. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, can still hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm assuming you're speaking.
I am.
Yeah, I see your mic moving there, Troy. So apparently that's not going to work. Try it again now, Troy.
Hello, testing. Hello.
Okay, now I can hear you,
Oh,
but now
okay.
I'm hearing myself twice. I don't
Yeah,
think
you
it's
don't want to do that.
possible to actually hear you guys and try to not regurgitate the sound through both means here. So for a few minutes, this is just going to be on
That's
for a
fine.
few minutes,
Yep.
and then we'll turn it off here. Well, welcome everybody. This morning, gap up on CPI. As kind of expected, you saw option prices move. As a matter of fact, if you saw even Oracle yesterday, we got out of Oracle right here at this top and was kind of thankful we did. We were going to come out anyway with CPI, but look what happened this morning. Or actually, what happened was it didn't necessarily gap up. It did, but the post market yesterday ran higher. If you take a look at this, Yeah, see the post market right here on Oracle. So yesterday afternoon until about 7 or so, maybe 6:30 Eastern time. Look at that, Oracle went from around 281 near that close right back up into here and even in here, right? 285, kind of where it is right now. So it went up $5. I mean, you never know about what these stocks are going to do. And obviously we really can't unless you look good in orange. If you look really good in orange, you can definitely might want to check that out, but I don't look good in orange. Anyway, what is moving here? Remember that FEMA is pointing moving at this, if we get the same here for $4,000 or $5,000 today, I'm just going to take the profits on that probably and let the other account ride. I've got this in several different accounts now, but it is a nice little move up here on FEMA. They are reporting, they are doing a medical device show in San Antonio the 24th, which is today and tomorrow. It's why I thought there could be a spike, but one never knows. So we'll keep an eye on that for later. Again, Oracle, let's take a look at the gaps. Now, PG is one we're played here. Now, what I did on this was I actually put in, now the expected move is going to be a little bit different from whether you're looking at the short straddle, you're looking at NASDAQ, you're looking at TradingView. They're close. For example, one of them showed 11.69% through NASDAQ on the expected move. And this one showed 11.1, so half a point off. So I just took what NASDAQ said. And in reality is we never really know where they're pricing the options, but it's pretty close. So effectively what they've done is they've priced the options in Procter & Gamble to 156.94. This morning it was hovering all over that price, right? You can see it right here earlier. This is the daily. This is the bar, the white bar here, which is extrapolates to all of my charts of where the expected move is. Now, anything below the expected move when you're gapping up is positive, right? Because what you're trying to do is capitalize on the 70 to 75% of the time that they miss that, which effectively and statistically and true is 70 to 80% of the times they miss pricing. Now, they may miss it only by, a buck or two. It's still a miss. We want to capitalize on the short strike here. So this is moving down. A couple ways to do this. I'm thinking about this and how could we do this? Either A, if they miss by a good amount, being that they miss like they've under projected or they've over projected, you could take it right away. You could do a 30-minute high and give it a little room if it breaks a high no matter what and trail a 15-minute bar back in. Some bars will just go up to at least gap fill and some will take off, pivot, and then go. I think what I would do is probably wait for a 30-minute high, trail a 15-minute, after one pivot, trail that pivot, and then trail the bar into the close. There's several ways to do this. We'll experiment. And but right now, I'm not sure where this is going to open. And again, the hard part about testing this is that your spreads by doing a calendar call, especially when one's an expiration that day, it's that the spreads are wide. They'll narrow a little bit, they'll tighten up a little bit, but it's not perfect. So it's hard to find out where they're printing. Some platforms do a better job of seeing where they're printing than others. IB is not that great. TOS probably a little bit better, I would think here. But we'll look at that. So that's where we are. So we're coming under. It was priced higher, but we can't do anything with it in post market. The other one is Deck. This is Deckers. They make the outdoor, like Nike type shoes, but more outdoor driven. It's been a positive company, very well ran, but they actually beat everything around. But here's the thing: you beat earnings, you beat sales in each division of their products and some of their shoes. Was it HOUK or something? A very popular shoe, expensive shoe. But the problem is, and Uggs, I think Uggs is the one here they do as well, is that analysts said, well, the analyst said that it was 2% under. So, How they grade this stuff, one never knows. It's just, did they have caffeine in their coffee this morning or not? I don't know. And I don't really care, but it says I don't look at these analysts as they really are just, it's just opinions, in my opinion. This is a strong company. It's down from $200 here to 99 or $90. Now, this one you can see was pressing up against 91 a few minutes ago, and I got 90.55. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the Procter and Gamble was 3.11%, not 11%. The Deckers or Deck, the shoe manufacturer, they were down to 11.69%, and they're showing 12 points. So they're just under, whereas they're just beyond the expected move. Now, you remember what happened to IBM yesterday? We don't know. This thing could go, they could misprice these option and run from 12% to 15 and 18%, right? Why don't you short gaps that are this long? That are buy gaps are this long because they might take another dip lower first. So you have to decide how you want to actually use your whereabouts to get out of these stocks. It's on your own, right? It's very speculative. We don't know if this is going to be an IBM bounce or a continuation, and the same with Procter and Gamble. So to try to keep this uniform as you can. And by the way, if someone had mentioned like, what happens if I actually don't well, I get assigned the stock? Remember, you're not selling puts, which means you're bullish and it's gapping below the sell. You're selling the call. So by selling the call and buying the call, you're ultimately creating a debit. And the debit, now you still could get assigned even on the debit on one side of the share. Now that's only if it was gapping far above the speculated price, but you're not going to you can't get assigned on a call when it's working in your favor. If you open up your strikes here, you'll see the call is where it's making the money, right? You're sold a call because it went lower. So no issues there. But if you were gapping up or down above the call, then because right now the calls, I think at one, whatever it was, I can't remember where it is in here, but where the call is at 3-1, I don't know, I have to look at my chart here, but look at that, and then if you're gapping above those areas and you are risk of assignment on the call leg, right? In this case, you're way down. Then so it would happen if you're gapping up above it. Then your put side is balanced that out. I mean, your other put that you bought is balanced that out. So you've actually covered it. You could actually force the assignment on the other leg and balance out. You're pretty close to break even or a little money. So again, where it matters is in the when you're doing a call side and you're gapping far above it, but your puts are away, your call that you bought are way up too. So you can certainly it offsets that a little bit if there was an assignment in there. We're also not going to get assigned down here. So keep that in mind. You can get assigned on debits, but it's just one-legged. But if you are, then it's just your put side I keep saying your put, but your the buy side of the calls is covering you because that's way up. And your debit's going to be a way lost, but you're going to make them no one puts that. Anyway, but you can see that down here just underneath 90.55. So this is gapping about a little over 1%, 1.25% lower than I think at least right now. Now at 932, this thing could be at $95. At 932, this thing could be at $86. We don't know, right? Anyway, XSP, we'll see we're gapping up heavily. So theoretically, your VIX is going to be moving down. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, you can see just the vol itself, 33.47 down to 32. So VIX should be gapping down. What does that mean? Infamous credits. Contradiction on that, and the upper projected price is around 93.43. There isn't a lower projected price yet. Pre-market contradiction on deck, you're saying. Interesting. It definitely held around that area for a while, and then it kind of and then it fell after that point. But I think it's because the numbers came out and they moved the stock, and then the conference call came out at 4:30, 4:45, whatever, that began to facilitate the real move, how they were going to actually end up in the stock. But again, take it with a grain of salt, because these IBMs, this IBM was down here at 263 and closed around 285 yesterday, right? So think of things like that. Now, that's not that normal to happen, to be honest. It is IBM. It's been around forever, a huge, large company, everything, a lot of things derive from there. But that doesn't mean DEC is going to do that. So you can't really build it into your portfolio. All you can see is that, where am I expected to gap to? Wait 30 minutes, trail that 15-minute bar after the first pivot, give it maybe a dime, 15 cents, and then see if you got something, right? But we'll also take a look at prices and see if where prices are actually shining. Now, did put a few gaps in the list. I don't have any shorts. I looked, but honestly, the shorts were either way overdone, like DEC and a few others, or not. The metals are gapping down, and the ETFs in here, you can see this was gapping up yesterday, but gapping back down. So they're kind of trending in that direction a little bit. You can see the metals, IWM, up quite a bit here, staying inside of a very choppy, sloppy channel. And remember about the XSP, I talked about this yesterday. One of the catalysts is that from this day forward, from 10/10, which is what, 14 days ago or so, things changed drastically, right? The range of the space, even though it's closed with tails, it's still been far bigger. So credits are not good in this environment, right? We can make a case that we don't do credits in this environment, because until things settle back in, the expansion, even though that credit would have worked. And remember, we didn't do the credit that day. We should have. We waited, it got away from us, and that would have been the winner. We would have been break even for the week on that, had we had that. But that was a missed play, because we were trying to get, now I haven't been letting them slide from him and getting in since that point. See this little tail? Normally that would be good, 50% tail in a bar like this, but on wider volatility, when it's $11 or $9, I guess in this case, that tail is pretty powerful, closed above the 8 in here, but in reality, it wasn't enough, right, to fix it. This never came off the top yesterday. Even when we short bought puts in the SPY, it never gave any of this resistance up. They held. And what's one of the reasons? I guess, purely speculative, is that they were going into a CPI with such a positive, I don't even know where the numbers are, but with a positive expectation. So that's going to probably even increase the CME rate of FOMC next Wednesday. They're probably going to be 99% or 99.9 now, at least a quarter. It's probably going to improve the stats on the let's just see. I don't know if they got this updated yet. CME Fed Watch 5 days FOMC. So 96, that dropped because they increased the well, actually they didn't increase that, it just dropped, interestingly enough. Current, so for some reason I went to current on that, and the current increased by not raising it, but it's 96.7. Whether it's a point or two really doesn't matter. You're way up in here. So right now the expectancy is that they are going to drop rates. There's a 0% chance right now of here. You can see this 1 day ago was 1.7, now it's 3.3. See this drop here. This wasn't the same, but a week ago there was a little bit of chance of moving the rates half a basis point. For right now, you can pretty much count on, outside of a surprise, moving the rates here about a quarter point. As long as nothing doesn't get in the way, that's probably where they'll be. And we'll probably look at some weekly plays today. This news is out of the way, because the weekly spreads all come out by FOMC on Wednesday, so I should be fine there. We got about 2 minutes open, minute and a half. Take a look at the gaps here. AMD, no surprise, just channeling up top here. Looks like the market here back and forth. It's got to pick the right day, right? This was actually had a move higher, APH, but I don't like the 60-minute and then the gap. but it's up there, so we'll watch it, right? I want to kind of give a little caution to that 60-minute chart. CrowdStrike had a little consolidation, but not enough. What I mean by that, the width of the consolidation did not equal the length of the run, but it's moving up. It's strong. It's way up here at the highs. All these are tech companies. You can see Dell has room to 166. INTC at earnings, I do like that. 4.95%. Procter & Gamble, this is the one at 2.07%. Remember, they were projecting 3.1. So the 156.94 is 3.11%. So, if this could go higher, and we'll have to watch those option prices to see how they move, but more just for informational purposes at all. STX, and of course, this is a nice little gap up here. I do like this double bottom. Starting to clear, got some void to the left, get some room up in here. Anyway, so we're gonna get started here. For now, I'm going to close the YouTube down and hopefully see you guys here next week, and you can kind of get on board with this and take some of these plays that we're getting ready to do here. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. Hang on, members, and we'll get started here. All right, I'm back here. See if that works. I'm gonna turn up the volumes. Give me a sound check in a minute. 1 second. All right, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Testing 1, 2.
You're good. I hear you.
Yeah. I hear him too. I don't think he can hear us.
I think you're right. Well, VIX is down today anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. Those credit spreads have just been the death of me. They've eaten up $1,300 of profit in about a month.
Yeah. I saw your numbers. It's crazy.
It's worse because I lost on 2 of them yesterday. So
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm going to play them. I looked at
All right,
the
testing
ones
1,
that
2.
Gotcha.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
yes,
Okay, I think you can, but I can't hear you.
I
Freaking
think we
know
better
why, but-
post it. We can't.
Can't figure this out. This is such a simple thing that's becoming complicated. I'm looking everything open, so hopefully I'll have to figure this out, but I can't.
It's something to do with his streaming settings that are
Yeah,
messing with his speakers.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway,
Something when you're streaming, whether it's Zoom or whatever it is that you're
I know,
using
it's
to
been flickering.
stream, it changes settings so you don't get that feedback, I guess.
I got on yesterday with the marketing guy, and we went through the test and we thought we had it right, but there's something that's automatically triggering something else when we do it. Anyway, let's move forward. So right now,
VIX is down.
VIX is gapping down. Okay.
Yes.
Music to our ears, right, Bill?
I'm
Remember,
through with
this
I'm
is
through
just a
with credit
pullback in the
spreads.
longer realm, and we don't have conversations and things a win at a time. We will streak on this, and I've been clear about that. We could go down 10 more days in a credit spread and a debit. All right. Plan the outcome in this. And again, everybody does this individually. So do what you're comfortable doing. Don't do because that's what it is, but do what you're comfortable doing. Drop your contract size, or just don't do the credits, or whatever you want to do. I'm staying with the broad thing, because we'll go back and we'll have a 15-day streak too.
I think around
Just paint
earnings,
the bigger picture.
I think around earnings credits are a little bit more dangerous because I think the VIX is typically up around earnings time. And so the movement would be typically greater.
No, I agree. No, there's no question that the volatility is stronger. There's a less good chance to land in the $3 range, right? Or less.
Yeah, so maybe what I might do is during earnings, I may suspend my credit spread trades because they've
You mean
cost me
credit?
$1,300 in the last month.
Well, you could also look at that VIX when VIX is over 18, let's say,
Yep.
or 20.
Yeah.
You don't do. There's a lot you can kind of dial into your plan a little bit based on this.
Yeah, I think, I just didn't want to blindly follow the rules anymore because the rules have deserted me. So I'm going to take a
Yeah.
really close look at it, particularly during earnings.
Okay,
Have
so
you guys looked at, I'm not
yeah,
that familiar with
Procter
it,
and
but have you guys
Gamble.
looked at widening the spread on the Iron
Yeah,
Condor?
well, there's more risk than if it goes out of bounds. So we used to do the wider spread, Troy, but if we have a miss beyond that point, your miss now is
Well, not the spread on each side, but the spread in the middle. Right? I mean,
You mean instead of
if your
three,
call
go
side
four?
was, if you widen out the call side and the put side,
You mean instead of going 3 wide, go 4 wide or 5
no,
wide?
go 3 wide, but instead of your center strike being the same, widen that out. Right? I don't know.
we
I
have to
haven't looked. I haven't looked at the numbers. It's something I thought about last night.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it later. I don't know. I'm not understanding you there, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep. We'll compare it to today. Yep. That's fine.
yeah, draw that out maybe a little bit for us. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but yeah, we'll look at anything. Anyway, deck is down below. I'm not sure. Deck I show, yeah, you see that. I don't know where it's printing. Can you guys tell? But look at the Procter and Gamble. Now take a look at the price. See how we're coming away from the center here. As I mentioned, as you get closer to gap fill, this becomes what you don't want to see is a turnaround bar. So, that's possible, very possible. But right now, you got good money at you're in a 178, right? I don't know what's printing that here. Let's see if I can see the print.
Did we ever pick a strike at 5 minutes after?
679 is what I'm seeing.
Where is it?
679 is what I'm seeing after the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you could, yeah. See, I don't know what it was at 5 minutes, but you could make a case also for 680.
Go to the tick chart and let me know if you see it, or 1 minute chart.
I got a 5-minute candle on here, and at the tie of the 5-minute candle, it was 679.03
Okay.
was the high of the first 5-minute candle. The low of the second candle was 678.96.
Okay, this is what I'm seeing here, right? So let's see. We're gapping down.
That premium's pretty good for a debit spread. It's over $2. Oh wait, that's wrong. It's
No,
not good.
it'd be over
It's
$2 if it was a
yeah,
credit.
right, exactly. I'm too much in the credit mode. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's not a
yeah.
good premium. Right. Way too expensive.
Huh, we do 3 of these, maybe. All right, so debit, you want to buy low. It's pretty tight here, right? I mean, it's not that far off. So your worst price is center. Remember, your worst price is, see, you said 679. It's at 679.42. So it pulls back in. Credits improve, debits get worse. So I'm going to shoot 172. Remember, debits you want to go to extend, but you want to be at center to get price. You must have to think about that every morning because you get caught up on one side or the other, and your mind can't get that clear.
Yeah, if you do 5 credit spreads in a row, you're in that mode of
Yes.
thinking that I want
You're
more premium. And
you're credit minded, I know.
yeah, you're going the wrong direction.
I happened to be twice last week. I'm like, come on now.
Whoa, $1.72. That's aggressive.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in. Like I said, if the market just goes off this CPI and flare, we're at all-time highs again, and there's nothing to the left, then we miss it again. So I'm trying not to miss it, right? Little pullback would help.
I'll throw it up, see if it sticks.
Were you bidding
Yeah.
170? Because I got a midpoint of 198, 199 right now.
He's 172.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. 679, 80, 182. No, I'm showing the debit here at, am I doing that right? Hold on.
Your bid
Right
was
there's my
one.
strikes.
79,
Buy and
82,
selling, buy and selling.
79, 76.
That's 3
You got the
wide.
spies, Jeff. You got the spies again. You're not on the XPS, XSP.
Oh, okay. Holy Coasty, thanks for telling me. Another thing that can go wrong. All right. So where are you guys at? So what is that price again?
I'm seeing a mid of 201 right now. 202, $2.
I'm deleting that in the options alert.
Yeah, I agree with that mid. That's what I'm seeing too.
That's what you meant by aggressive. Yeah. That ring is filled down there.
Yeah.
Which you might. It's funny because they're all in that 600 range and it screws you up.
Yep. Or it's good to verify all that. You not just put it out, but actually be able to get the feedback.
Yep.
When you put something out, it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
All right, there we go.
We're still below that pre-market wick. So that's a good sign. From a pullback standpoint. We haven't
Gonna clean up the screen a little bit, so I'm confused. Okay, we're back to normal here. Okay.
Where you guys been? Oh wow, that spread just widened up big time. Just dropped
Yeah,
down
it
to
does that as orders fill. It'll tighten
yeah.
up. It opens and it closes. It's just like those call spreads. Let's just say what 190 would do to my premium here. Let's see if I'm getting the right amount of shares. Yeah, I'm going back to 2 on that with that high. I think I got to 4 one time, then I had to back off of it.
I'm thinking about trying 185.
Well, the bid raise now is 190, so mids moved up to 205. The ask is climbing.
Gonna have to pull back in the market and then we'll get there. I'm bidding 190, staying close. Okay, let's see what P&G is doing. We're making some pretty good cash on this, right? We're losing a little bit on, I don't even know where DEC's trading now, I'll be honest. They're not even showing on my chart. Let's see here.
Oh yeah. I didn't get any of these last night because I wasn't at my computer. It's too hard to do on the mobile. But yeah, PG looks like it's right back to
DEC is 60, so this is 30-minute low. Where are we getting that thing for? 223-ish, maybe a little better. So DEC,
Yeah, it's under the SEC rule since it's more than 10%. So I'm not sure how much it'll move.
oh, they got the short. Yeah, they do. They got the short restriction on it. Yeah, so it's down here. Did it actually pause? No, maybe it did. No, just we'll have to see. So this is where we wait for the thing. Now, if you look at Procter and Gamble here, this is moving down away from the expected move, right? So we're doing better. Now, does it bounce here? I don't know. But you just take that and say, look, if it does bounce, you're going to lose the premium to some degree. Right now,
I'd give
we're
it some.
up,
Yeah, I'm not
we're
in
up
it, but
at
I'd give it some
midpoint,
room.
$40 a contract, right? You're down more on DEC though. So, but DEC is good candidate to bounce here. That's definitely extended. So today, I'll try different things today. I'm gonna look for a 30-minute high and I'm gonna trail the 15 to one pivot, and then I'm gonna trail. Once one pivot happens, I'm gonna start trailing it based on the stock chart and then get out, just go fishing for it. Okay. So that's how I'm gonna do it today. May change on Monday or Tuesday, but that's how at least gives me some starting point to see what's going to be better here. Let's get back to where we are trading here. We're holding the top here to go up. It doesn't matter because we're on it. But look where gap 2. That 8 is like the enemy sometimes if you're on the wrong side of it. Demon's got tons of volume here already, doubled yesterday already. It's just getting out of the box. NVIDIA doing well. DJ's back, so DJ 30 is up 366. Look at that, 47. We just keep making new highs. All right, this pull in should fill us here, guys. We don't want too big of a pullback, but we're at 679.20.
Don't you want a higher value?
Debit, you want lower.
Oh, this is a
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, credits you want higher, debits lower. Now, this is not a right, ironically, since standard deviation line. I haven't put yours up there, Bob. I'll look at that later. But we're just gapping up and going. This market's insane, man. Metals are down, and they're probably going to continue to be down. GDX, decent. Silver's gapping down. Gold index is gapping down. Bonds are gapping down, are down to the 8 here. 10
Yep,
years.
I got
probably
filled
good.
on the XSP 190.
Did you? Okay. Nothing here yet.
You must put your order in real early.
No, right about the time that Jeff said he was putting it in, I put it in.
I actually had to
Probably.
slide, put the other back in, but I've been in, so I didn't get filled now. We're back down to 10, so this is the worst a debit can be, which is good for us right now. There's the fill.
Yeah. I'm in two different accounts I got in.
Okay. Now we want nothing but, now, the cool thing about the debit is you can go higher or lower, right? If you go lower, just keep going. If you go higher, keep going. But with the credit, it's like go higher or lower and you're screwed. You want to stay towards the center, right? So a little bit more, you get 2 chances on the debit, 1 chance on the credit.
I got the 75% target at 273. The first
Okay.
target.
Now, again, new to doing these, you want these things you want volatility to come in and not get stymied. You want to see it open up and go beyond 3 ideally and higher to get the best price moves in your options. Procter & Gamble's still doing well. I mean, this thing could go up another $1. You see, I'd have to say that, guys, if we get down here to anchor, just take it, right? Why do we want to trail that any more than it is, right? We're basically there now. I mean, anchor is sitting around, there it is. So look to exit on PG. This is a 20% move, right? So exit PG. Start high, don't go 245, go 240, 238, something like that, and work your way down, but do it fast. Come down till you get filled. Don't wait around, because if the thing bounces in here, it's going to change.
240 filled.
Got 241.
Okay, so you just call it 240.
Sneaky, sneaky. Extra $1.
And again, it's probably going to gap fill, but does that make sense? Like, why do we want to try to get any better than here? Because if it starts, it's just like the credit side. If we start going the other side of gap fill, we're getting away, they're mispricing it the other way, So, because we don't care which way, we just want to be closer to 0. We don't want to be too much above or too much below, much like our credit is. So you take your 240, maybe you can get a little better here. We'll get 240 out. And so okay, so we're waiting on 30 minutes, just so I can kind of get this down. Waiting on 30 minutes. I'm going to watch the 15-minute bar. I'm going to let it pivot once, and then I'm trailing it, and I'll probably give it a dime below it. I'm just trying to come up with some consistency here. All right. But that is, if you take the 178, 1.78 minus 2.40, that's 62 cents, right? 62 bucks. You take 62 cents at 178, what's the difference there? It's like 30% gain, right? That's way more than you asked for. We should be getting 10% gains on these. And remember also, by doing this, this is not tracked. We're tracking this at a 945 exit. 66% batting average with a 3.5 sharp, which means that the losers are teenies. Some of those losers would have been winners. You got to take them out, right? Now we're going against the grain on that. We're trying to be cute on this, and it may not come out the same thing, but we're trying to follow that. Now we did pick up a little bit on PG. So, but I think to keep some systematic approach, like IBM would have worked out great. Matter of fact, on IBM yesterday, if you did that on the trail on the 15, you pivoted right here, right? That was your pivot, and that would have been your stop, and you'd have rode this right into the promised land, right up into here. Look at it now, IBM. How can you be The 100, I remember that hit the penny of the 100. See the 50 crossed it right there. 63, I think. 263, that's at 295. What the heck? Let's see what Deck's doing now. We're gonna set the 30-minute low in a little bit.
Jeff, are you sitting tight on deck or did you get out?
No, I'm still in a Deck. I'm waiting for the bounce.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch and see if it gets up around 93.30. May help it out some.
What I'm trying to do is come up with a system. So the system is the 30-minute low, and then I'll start trailing the 15. So if I break that 30-minute low, I'll give it, 20 cents, and then I'm coming out. If it takes the 30-minute low out, it doesn't hit my, 20 cent below that, then I'm gonna trail the 15 going higher. I don't know that it would have made a lot of difference right here. I don't really know where it's printing, honestly. I show 142. I don't believe that. It's moving higher, right? A little bit, 78. High of that bar. Let's see. High of this bar is 65. The high of the morning, 78 is what that's showing.
Curious what the consumer sentiment numbers might do.
Yeah, some things here at 10 o'clock to shuffle things around. Deck sitting at VWAP. Let's take a look at some of these others. App moving higher, it's coming into the mid part of the Bollingers. Not a fan of that. Go back to the gaps here. AMD is still breaking out. Let's pull back to VWAP and move higher. That's kind of the style I like. APH pulling down hard, take it off the list. CrowdStrike looking like somewhat of a breakout. I might look at that as a pullback. We'll see. It's actually, no, it's 500 stock. Dell, interesting, pull back down to the 3-minute 9. On the other side, and closing twice below VWAP. Concerned. Intel coming down, INTC coming down. PG coming down. That actually would have increased a little bit here, showing 27 now, but got the lion's share out of that. The move higher is what we want now in the debit. We're at 69, 679, 53. And let's go back to the list. STX, we'll see, like it right now. AMD. Crown. Yeah, I mean, hang on to Oracle. In hindsight, today would have been nice, but yesterday would have said, remember, we're glad we sold. They were like, why did we sell? Don't know. These things are just, they're just minds of their own. We just live in their world. Now, AMD might have a double bottom test here, which could be interesting. Let's see how it gets there. The rest of these gaps don't look very well. I'm going to move over to volume list. Deck is 14% down, 14.4 from the close. So exceeded the 11.69 that I'm showing, right? They're just, this is how the market works. You beat everything, you blow it out. And, but the analyst says, well, you came in 2% less than expected. I know you did killer records on your UGGs and your HOCO, whatever they call them. But I was expecting this, so we're going to sell you off. Somebody makes that decision. And sometimes you just get, they just work on, look at the, is that CTVA? No. Rocker right back down here. Look, for that little bit, you might could have got 7-8 cents at the gap fill, but that's where you want it. That is 30% gain, guys. That's what you're looking for. Oracle dropping hard right there for some reason. UNH, interesting. Healthcare is a little off today. The ETFs is swamped down here. It's still down here at the bottom. It's a little green now, but Got to get to this little pivot overall in the sector. Let's take a quick look at the metas. Nothing really going on there.
If you
Tesla.
still like Oracle, you could get back in here on this pullback. See if yesterday's high acts as support.
Yeah, what I don't like, well, I liked it down here back to this area, maybe a little
Mhm.
high, but I don't like that it went under the 8. The 8 is like a disease. I don't want to get in at the 8. Now
Yeah,
again,
we're right under the
maybe-
8 and the 20. I
and
got
the
the 8 and the 20 right above us.
If Goldman gets behind it, it's going to go. The last I checked, they don't have my number and they won't call me and let me know. But if they do, it doesn't matter about these. We're just always assuming they're not because we don't know. But that 8, I try to live by that rule, and
Yep.
sometimes I'm wrong. But usually I'm kind of right for doing that. This is a little spready stock here. CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike looks higher. Good. Dell got back above VWAP. I'm not sure. Very narrow range. Dell could go either way still. These two are kind of down on their luck. This is more swing trading, but I'm at the Bollinger. I've had an app on here for a few days. Went up to the 8. See where it's stymied? And then the gap above it got it. But now I'm at the midpoint of the Bollinger Bands. So once again, most of these Bollingers, I'm going to take the plot, bring it out. Right there's the midpoint, the 20. And look what happens when it gets there. It gets there, it hasn't closed above the 20 since the summer of 62. Right here on that, the 10th, 7th. It hasn't been near it. Now it's back up near it again. Then Pfizer, remember, Pfizer is not a stock I'm doing. I like to look at these and how they act around these moving averages. Right, if I took them off, I'd be in, but with these moving averages, I stay out of it. But again, biotechs can do their own thing. If healthcare might come back, if that comes back, that could be a good opportunity. AMD going higher. Let's take a look at some of the only thing that's weak is metals in here. DEC is still pushing lows. We're actually at the 10 o'clock low. So here's the low here. Mark off 86.83, right? So let's say I'll give that 20 cents. So 86.53 gotta come out. So let's put the alert in. Oracle and Panda, get rid of those now. They work out nice. So it's 86.53. I'll give it 30 cents. And now I'm trailing the 15 on this. That's a 30-minute low. That is a lot of people use that rule, right? And again, it can go down 50 cents and then bottom, so it's not exact. But I think that would be a good thing to do. We either get the bounce here or we come out. Make it on one, lose on the other. See what she does. Again, I'm just trying to come up with a set of rules that we can be consistent on. Some will work, some won't. Cannabis moving again, stuck at the 8. You see that? And the more you see that happening, the better off you are. So you start believing in things like that, because at first it's just be against you, but eventually you'll start believing in some of that stuff. Some intense. All right. These are the weak ones, but most of them are gapping up and falling on the weak stuff. All these are gap ups that are falling on CPI. They don't, in other words, they didn't belong up here in the first place. They're failing. And each kind of going here. I don't like that it started under the 8. Healthcare isn't that strong. I don't know you're going to find any really good weakness in here. Let's do volume scan, look at weak stuff in volume. Meta flat. Netflix still kind of down below the 200 now. Just had earnings. Keep pushing higher, it's going to help her debit a little bit. Medical places. Okay, nothing, I don't see a thing in the world on the downside. AMD trying to break out. Dale looks like it's struggling. Look at the jail it's in on the 15-minute chart here. Wow, look at this. There, we're at the same place, right? Gap fill. So use this as an example. This went all the way down at gap fill. It was about 30%, right? That's the most. Now, if it sits at gap fill all day, it'll increase, right? But we don't know. Oracle's still chasing it south again. I don't know why again is the 8. Got the stink on it, I guess. This is struggling at VWAP already down here. Deck. Now that could turn around or it could keep going lower. There's actually nothing below deck right here. I mean, there's pivots down here, but it's down a few bucks. We'll see what they do. Sometimes they'll come back, and sometimes it's manipulative. You know, they move it down here, and they say, "Okay, we're out. We made a profit, whatever." And now they come back, they buy it back, because you know that they bought a lot of puts on that. So they'll cover those puts, they'll make money, and they'll buy the stock back.
Michigan news is flat to slightly negative. But mostly flat.
What was that again?
All the Michigan inflation expectation news, the 10 o'clock news was mostly flat, in line with expectations. No surprises.
This could go break out a little wedge holding here. Probably is a dollar spread. I don't think it's like trading that. Dell is trying. I don't want anybody to break out though. It's trying. Market's going though. It's either gonna be a bounce higher or it's gonna retest and pull back. It's even a little spready right now for Dell. You can see a convergence coming in. I got the 3 crossing the VWAP here. That will bring some players in, at least in the short term. Oracle gave that rally up, didn't it? A little bit of a downtrend on the early market here. Healthcare still wanting to giddy up. If FEMA ever breaks these short sellers, man, this is going to be a game stock. I feel it's almost going to be a meme stock. I mean, if they could just break this short sell for the last few years, this thing could fly. They just they're still in control of this till they get there. Okay, let's look at the long stuff over here percentage wise. MU looks like a base breakout. I wouldn't buy it. Once again, I don't do breakouts anymore. If you do a breakout, just take the pop and get out. Maybe you could do that. If it doesn't go, get out right away. There are ways to do it. What I'm looking for when I'm scanning down, looking for clean bars, controlled pullback, the right angle, above VWAP, not more than 40% pullback. Not a lot of chop. D-Dog is going. Nice looking void in here for a little while. D-Dog's got room to 165. Really notification. Airbnb back up. Would have been fine today on that stock, but good to take the exit. Deck is just still struggling in here. It's lifted. It may not. I have no idea what the fill price would be on that. And most of these gaps are go to this is the NASDAQ. Quantum computing is up. This is actually maybe a bull spread. I saw this morning. I didn't put it because right at the 8. but a lot of the AI stocks in quantum computing are up under their high betas they run. They'll trying to double top here. CrowdStrike bullish, it's got some jail in front of it, but it's trying. I just don't want to stomach the $1.50 spread in there. Apple's still just grinding here into the Bollinger. Hope we keep it. We're seeing some green in here. As strong as they were yesterday, I don't know why they'd want to sell it today. You never know. Or if we're getting back with it. I don't see anything of the day trades. This is the third day in a row. Not that clear on these. It used to be I would go back and I see coin or like a stock like this base, and I'd probably buy it as long as it has extended. It's got a gap above into the void.
One notification.
Me in some work, but I don't do it anymore. Nick, how's things working out for you in the day trade side? I know that's your predominant direct style.
I really haven't been doing much. I've just been trying to figure out some new strategies. Same thing like you were. It's the same problem you were having. Just everything you normally used to take just fails.
Yeah. This weekly buy setup on Reddit at the Horizon 20 looks pretty good here. It's kind of choppy. 210. I saw this guy on Shark Tank. Let me let my dog out of that. Give me 1 second. The left side.
How are you?
Yeah. All right, I'm back. I got a door right there in my office. She's like, nope, take me to the front. And then she comes right back where my office door is. Okay, that's what the box is for. So I drew this box this morning at CPI highs. That's the box. That's what that line is. That was pre-market high this morning in CPI flew. That's above everything to the left, right? Ignored resistance in there like it wasn't even there. You can tell. I mean, that put I would do again. Weird day. Market did not come into that. I guess because of speculation, somebody already had the numbers out and they wanted to participate here. Let's see if we break through this. Be good for our debit. We're at 680.04. Let's pull up XSP real quick. This is a 3-minute chart. Wow, way up here, huh? Wow. The 679, is that our center? It is. There. So we're in it for $1.90, roughly. I say 182 with commissions. So 679. We start off in the red on this, right? So we start getting that we're red until I'll do it this way. 679, 680, 681. So it'll be 681. So 680. All right. 192, right? Yeah. So we're at close. Obviously, we want to be above here. Move back to the sector, see what's shuffling around here. Penn stocks still good. Wow, look at SEDG, up 41 bucks again. Penn stocks doing well. Let's check for solar. Doji up here. You got XLK and SMH at the top. GDX even got a little stronger here. Look at that. Gold went higher. Silver went higher. Interesting. Market's high, gold's high, silver's high, right? They're usually opposing each other. These are okay, MSTR. It's in a downtrend, double bottom trying to come against the 8, scalp only. Look at NVIDIA, right to the Bollinger and pull back. Meta, crosshairs. Hughes select the spies. Apple sideways, but up. Microsoft, not much. Tesla's setting up a 3-bar play on the daily chart, maybe. Amazon into the 50, nothing there. Little pullback in here, wouldn't have sucked you on the breakout. CrowdStrike going higher. See if Dell double top. Dell actually grinded through, which is good. You want to see that strength because if it does, that means the pullback might hold. We'll have to watch that. I don't see anything else on here. This is the long list. These longs are way longer. 11, 12, 15%. OKLO 9.7. You got converging 8. UNH going here, but I don't know that healthcare is following here. It's on its own. It's green, but everything's green. A little bit of a trend on a 3-minute pattern below VWAP. Oracle will probably retest the bottom, not the top. Deck, and remember my stop on this is 86.53. I'm gonna hear the bell, I'm gonna get out. And then it probably bounces. You know how that works. Already almost yesterday's max, 7.1 million shares in that. A little bit of a buy setup on the AMD, it's like white here. Like to see maybe the 5-minute come in a little bit better. ATR on this is around 10 bucks. It's ran 10 bucks, right? Means the best you can do is a 1-hour play on that. In hindsight on the drop, INCC would have worked out on the move back down here, much like Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble moving through now. Still, look at that Procter & Gamble 240. See how that increased a little bit? Time will do that as the volatility, as the IV continues to get hit. It's at the same place, sorted, so not quite as low, but could have maybe another 20 bucks in there. See, we got a little green. See this low of the day. Everybody's sitting their stops down below that. If it gets below that, it could just accelerate. All the stops are getting hit. Okay, changed up a little bit. This is a NASDAQ list. Let's see what's red again. Wow, look at Boyd Gaming. Nice gap under here, right? Lose all those sellers. Didn't have a lot of room to here, but it did well. Boyd Gaming, I think. Resorts and casinos. Yeah, they build slot machines and stuff and all kind of gaming stuff. Mohawk breaking down below. This is Mohawk Carpets, right? Now 445,000 shares. It's a little spready here for that. The sell setup on the daily chart looks interesting here. You're getting back what looked to be transition on the hourly chart. Getting sold into. Oh, no wonder earnings are today. I'm not sure. It was yesterday. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Keep it around watch. AMD pulling back. Watch AMD for a little bigger pullback on a day trade. Will be a 1 hour trade. Market is in that lethargic mode, right? Where it doesn't, it's so high up here, there's no air. And it's like it just moves at small ranges in here. The ADR on a 3-minute chart is as low as that bar, 20 cents. It's at 22 cents fairly early in the morning. Look how the bonds came down to the 8. They want to get right back above that area. Again, that's not right all the time, but I tell you what, it's right a lot. It's a good thing to watch. CrowdStrike double top pulling in a little bit here. Dell doing okay. A bit spready here, and the range is already set up here. The low one, that's 124.65. I don't think I'm gonna do that. It's just too weak in volume. We'll watch Dell on the pullback, and I'll watch AMD on the pullback, right? Big hard bar right there at AMD. That bar on a 3-minute chart was $1.70, right? So I'm not as interested here. I want to see it pull through. Maybe watch a 15-minute. Healthcare still pushing through. This actually hit the trend line. Remember, I didn't drop, I just hypothetical out there. This. Right, the VWAP and trend line. Yeah, Dell didn't hard pull back at all. All right, tech moved up slightly. If they ever get behind this thing here, there's a lot of people want to find a bargain down there, potentially. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick scan. I'm gonna go to the S&P 500. And I'm gonna do a volume scan, which means that I don't care which way, as long as we have volume, higher or lower, I'm looking them all. And if you're watching, I'm kind of watching 5:15. 15-minute chart. The pullback certainly didn't help our spread here. Wow, Google up there nicely. Don't think I want to buy this high level pullback. And again, when you see it up this high, the 5-minute is probably going to be a lower high. Maybe not. So what you do is you wait for the 15. So you'll fail here, fail here, fail here. The 15 will buy once. As long as it's no more than 50% retracement, those work out pretty good if you're going to buy that. Dex getting a little climb here. Again, primarily, I'm just watching the 3-minute chart here. If I see something I like on the setup, I go to the daily chart and confirm it. Often it's not the case. Coinbase doing well. Also look at Bitcoin, BTC, ETF. AVGO, it's sideways. But AVGO is a runner at times. Let's go back to the gap list. AMD is still pulling back here. Kind of watching the 15, how far it pulls back. Below the 3-minute 9, but not above the 5-minute 9. VWAP is at 248.38, and it's about 30 cents below that. Dell. Lumberjay in the 200 in here, right? Can't imagine them buying in that area, maybe a little higher, but kind of reminds me of Airbnb. Are we getting a lift in deck here? So we use a 30-minute low. We're waiting on a 15-minute pivot, right? A higher low pivot. So either we're at the 30-minute low or we're going to pivot on a higher low. So in other words, this is a pivot, but it's a down pivot, right? Well, I guess I could use that. It's not really that much of an adjustment though. We'll stay with it and see if we can get some traction. What's it show over at FEMA? Come on now. Use the tweener here. Dell pulling back more sideways on Dell. See how AMD, it's pretty tight here, right? It's the tight spread stock looks good on the daily chart. The extension is $10, right? So the most you can ask for is a 1R on this, if it even is a trade. Now watching the 15-minute, it's getting held up here a little bit. Pivot here, VWAP, but VWAP's higher. It's at VWAP again. Market's pulled in here.
One notification.
Maybe the thing to do, Bill, is do a credit in one of your accounts and a debit in the other.
Now that's a plan. I don't know. I think the thing to do, I figured it out. Whatever I do, just do the reverse.
Okay, you make sure you show up every day and tell us.
Okay. Well,
I miss our 100D plays and the 18th candle and all those. Those were cool. In combination with this one, I think
yeah,
it'd
I
be a
was
great.
looking at an orb this morning. It looked like a pretty decent play, but the premium wasn't very good.
Watching the AMD, I was saying, if I come back down, use that as a stop. It got going though, didn't it? It's holding on to the 9 EMA on the 5 and VWAP. Okay, little lift. There's the 9 EMA on the 5 on the Dell, right? I mean, deck,
One notification.
Hey, Jeff,
but I don't know. Yeah.
if my one standard deviation was correct, the SPY kind of rejected off of that.
That's kind of where pre-market high was too, right?
Yep.
Because that's the box from pre-market high. Yeah, and now we're down what, threatening VWAP and 9, right? The 5-minute 9 EMA. AMD going here. Yeah, should have got that one pull back. So just got a little bit concerned at that area of the market pulling back, but it's going. Most of this is slop, guys. Look at the, like, here's an example. Look at AMCR. I mean, it just IBM straight up 2 days. Look at that. How do you have so bad and then so good? Everybody here that was shopping for a bridge that jumped, right? Didn't get a chance to see the run on that. And it's guessy. You have no idea. People that come in think they're going to project these earnings. Well, it's bad earnings, it's going to go down. Not necessarily. And sometimes it does. General Motors.
Well, the
is gonna
market's
earnings.
set all new highs again today, right? So I mean, it's hard to trust long when the market's pulling back from all-time highs, I think.
Yeah, they ring the bell. It's like a parrot going for the treat, and then he goes back into his cage. Now we're close to the lows in here, and I'm fine with it coming down for XSP. It just needs to
Hurry up.
get going. Otherwise, we don't want this thing to get credit.
I don't mind if it goes down as long as it keeps going down.
Right. There's any silver lining. Yesterday, it kind of, we didn't take that full loss away. It came back in on us and helped a little bit, but it could have done better than that. It should have started a drop earlier. But apparently they wanted to be in at CPI. Going down the list of the S&P 500, these are the most popular stocks, and they're just like trash city. STX breaking higher. Dell, don't know what that's going to do. We're going to go higher. Look at CrowdStrike now. Lost it. Mohawk is still in the fours volume wise. That was in the fours an hour ago. Pull back in healthcare. Oracle. Yeah, but take a look at AMD. Forget about where it's trading. Forget about the gap for a second. Look how clean that trade is. And you have clean bars like that. That's a sign of clear direction, maybe higher, maybe lower, but they're not second guessing themselves. When I go back and I look at stuff like this, arbitrarily, these bars are not clean, right? CMCSA. Not clean, right? So first rule, we're looking for clean stuff. Fairly clean. Dell, that's okay. Pull back too hard. Target taking some profits on that big move up they had. Getting a little climb here. Is going to be enough? I don't know. We've already got yesterday's volume on deck here, and they're just. We're above the 3-minute 9, we're above VWAP, and we're at the 5-minute 9. We got to get above that commitment. Maybe they'll take this back up to at least this area. This area we can get out, probably make some money on it. See off. Take CrowdStrike off. Yeah. That was the good buy right there. Clean bars at VWAP would have been 1-2R right here. Dollar stop. This is the NASDAQ list. 100, just looking for volume. Wow, very quickly you're down to 200,000. Oh no, I'm on the wrong side of it. I'm on the weak side first, right? This is the strong side. Google trying to hold here, right? It's got a problem ahead. Supply 50 period moving average again could be a 1R play. Holding fairly well here. It's got a little higher high, higher low. It is like AMD in the sense that it did get below the 3, but not below the 5 too much, holding VWAP. Tight spread. That pivot stop is 2285. VWAP's at 46, basically where it's at now. My setup would be around 66, kind of where it is now. Keep an eye on it, watch on the 15-minute chart. I'm going to pull, and that is Amazon, actually not Google. Pull over the idea list. AMD was the one on the buyback, pullback right there. Dell reversed. That, finally at 89 here right now. We have a pivot here, right? So it is higher than the low here. So our stop now is 87, right? So I'm going to take this here and raise it. See, I'm going to use 30 cents. So it would be, what was that? 87, 11, 10, 04, 94, 84. Slightly up. Actually, it's a little higher now. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait. I'm going to trail the green bar pivots. It's not out of the box yet. Amazon kind of sort of interesting here. It is at the flat 65 here to 200. It's got room to 225.28. Plenty of room. 15's coming together. We're gonna need some market with it. All right, so I'm gonna wait for a pivot on debt, and then I'm gonna move my stop about I don't know, 20 cents below that, and then I'm gonna trail each bar to see if we can somehow get this thing out of the woods. AMD taking out the high, beautiful. Next on the 400s. Amazon here, kind of sandwiched. Maybe I'll try a VWAP pullback. That's at 44, so I'll try 40. With it stop at 80. So Amazon, it's the best thing I see, and nothing's great. Thanks for posting that, Troy. Amazon bid 23.40 by 222.80. Okay, it's a 60-cent stop. See what it does. It's clean, right? Higher highs, higher lows, clean, VWAP, responsive. Okay, might be the only opportunity we have. Dell trying to break out. Nice little sandwich bar. I'm gonna put a hammer up here on 5. The deck's going. We'll see how it looks because 95 bucks or 94 and a half, somewhere in there, is about 50% retracement, maybe 45 from the close. That would be a good place to find an exit no matter what. Look at Procter and Gamble. Still here. Remember I said the longer you sit here, the more this will increase. Look at that now, 280 at the midpoint on PG. The problem is we don't know if it's going to sit here, right? If they move higher or move lower, it will affect the price. Right now, it will increase price if it sits here. We just don't know, so you have to take it. That was about as good as exit as you can get. Amazon going without us so far. Dell Hammer continuation. Keep scanning down the list here. Don't have a problem. I'm probably not going to be in the swing trade mode because FOMC on Wednesday. We don't have enough time for a pullback to go. But I would be in the mode for a spread, right? See Fastenal right here. See that 8-period moving average? The more you see that, the more you start believing in that 8. Amazon going down, I said that bicep ended up working there within 1 hour. We're missing more than we're getting. ARM has got supply to the left. It's a mover. It's holding right here, right now. ARN. CrowdStrike. Now, if you want, I mean, CrowdStrike can go. It's a wide spread in there, and you're below this area. But open lines are powerful, but don't have the warm and fuzzies on that. Pepsi trading very sloppy here, but pulling back to the 8 might go higher because of that. Lulu, see where Lulu's stuck? At the 50, that's the yellow line right here on the daily chart. Market back up to the top. I'm not going to complain about that. Deck a little over 89, or it was. Still having a problem closing above that, right? Gets above the 5 on the 9, closes at or below, above it, at or below. And again, we're so far down, if they get a little bit of buying here, these can break through more than anything and stick. But you can see how powerful that is. That 50-period moving average I just showed you, and the 90 EMA on the 5. Some of the best indicators on the intraday charts that I've seen. The deck is trying to get back above that again. If we can get cleared, get it going, there might be some people jumping onto that upward wagon. Amazon did well. I had an order in it, 40. Give it a minute, then I'll end up canceling that. Market back to the top. Pretty narrow range overall, right? You're in a $2.20 range, give or take. Amazon pulling back. It's going to help our debit out here a little bit. We're 83 cents above the center. We're actually not that far. We were only high was 60.80.12, so we're about 30 cents out. The video looks higher in the void, but to me, it's Bollinger. I'm gonna find at least a weekly play here I can get on board with. So I'm not only looking for days here, I'm looking for more setups that I can at least get a put spread on. I mean, you could try, this is one you could try. Stack, just from a put spread. You get a 3 wide for about 50 cents. Which means your risk is only 250 instead of 450. Once again, look at the 90 and be on the 5 of the white line. It's that powerful. Amazon pulling back in. Haven't canceled my order yet. I'll wait and see what it did. Got above the 9, closed twice. Remember, the general rule is closing twice above and then above that bar. It didn't do it, but it did close twice above. Okay, maintain Amazon 40 entry, 80 cents or 60 cents stop. It's actually a little below VWAP here. The 9's catching on the 15, that'll help. Be a 1R play. Well, deck's flying here. Back above. Procter & Gamble dead on the money. Look at that premium move higher on that, up $1 from the open. But this is a time where I would see something that might look like a swing trade, and I would trade it with a credit side because you need time. You don't want to be committed to the long texture of the stock in front of what's coming. But on a credit side, it's not so bad. You can get out earlier, and longer it sits and doesn't do anything, the better off you are. No volume, that the charter communications coming off the bottom pretty good. Amazon's still ready to go up 40. I need to come down through and touch VWAP. Market just is all over those pre-market highs, right? It won't seem to bust through. Needs to get up. Volume been surpassed yesterday now and Dexter. See if the price is increasing. Definitely improved, right? Shows last 78. But they're out here at 90, somewhere in there. Still way off. At 123, you're $1 away. At the end of the day, it's a loser between the two. We're still a couple bucks away. It won't take much. Get back above $91. It'll start to make a difference in the options. Not there yet. Amazon still play. Let's see what the 90 mil on the 15 is. 52. It's lower than our stop, but that's okay. What we're putting our faith in on this, it's a strong stock. It's holding up here. You've got the flat 60 or above 65-minute chart to 200 is at 39. Our entry is at 40. And that's a little bit below VWAP here. This one went down to 23. Our stop is using this pivot low at 85 at 80. So we're going a little below the pivot and a little below VWAP to get in. Puts us at a 60-cent barrier, and then we'll just take the 1 hour scalp. We can get back up. Oracle's still bleeding down off the intraday trend line once again. It's got 8 all over it. $8 million shares of FEMA today. And you have like 30 seconds to get out of any money in here. I'm up 800, down up 195 every day. As I'm getting there. No, this is where we've been missing them, right? That's okay. Well, I missed 2 this week. I missed GDX, and I can't remember there's another one I missed. And you have a choice. You could say, all right, oh, there it is. Didn't fill though. Basically touched the back of that 65, but it didn't fill. I know it filled. Okay, so 60-cent Amazon target. Remember, stop is 80. So it'll be 40. Amazon target is just underneath the whole number there. Or that's 1 R. And the market's pulled back a little bit too. Let's hurt this a little bit here, timing wise. Here's a SPY. DAC is still moving. It's starting to comfortably be above. It's 1 bar close above. This will be 2 bars maybe, and then over that high is where they should jump on board. Amazon pulling back, market still pulling back. Stop at 80. So plenty of room. Dell's pulling back with the market. AMD with the market. Right there. Perfect for setup. We get right back to here. That's our exit. Is that trend line? Actually, the trend line's lower, but that double top here. The bull market now. Just come and see where. And that's our break even right there. Yeah. Okay, so target 223.99, 1R. Market back down here, double bottom. Needs to get you up. Little market push, and ironically, the market went right to be about the same time Amazon did. Let's see, the daily bar should stop here. This is a 50% retracement. We're good there. Double bottom, triple bottom in the market. We need a little push. Dell still pulling back. CX, AMD, Amazon. Oh, break is going to kill us. Market just killed us right there. 15 on that is 82. That's not enough. Dang it. Bad timing here. Market just bled all the way down. We got an Amazon and we needed to move higher. Dog's chance. Okay, deck is about to clear. See, 15-minute has not pivoted yet, right? I don't look to stay in this all day. I just want to get a better price and get out. So I'm waiting for a 115-minute pivot, the green. And then I'm going to trail it from there. If it's 2 bars down, I'll trail from wherever the pivot is. And then I'll just trail each bar going after. I hate this from XSP standpoint, hovering around this darn center. Credit, 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 then you get a debit. It just seems like we're good on the wrong side. Now again, it's too early to tell. This market could just fall or climb. All right, got a chance here. If the market stalls, I'd come out at break even on this. If it goes, I'm gonna stay with it. FEMA, back to gap fill. Amazing. If I just would buy and sell that on the pops, I'll probably up 10 grand. All right. This is going to be Amazon today, guys. Win or lose. Hopefully we get a little movement higher if the market's going higher. It doesn't get stymied here at VWAP. Market's moving a little bit better than the Amazon right now. With the big liquid stocks in here. A lot of nothing. All right, I'm gonna look for, keep Amazon in there, same target. I'm gonna look for, at least one put spread. I think I'm gonna stay with that. So I'm getting bought a little bit here. What I was talking about earlier, it's a whole lot better buying Amazon down here if you don't get filled versus buying the 5 minute. In this case, the 5 minute bicep we've been buying at 67, right? Went up to 223.66, went up to 224.03, not much. If you are going to try to trade buy setups in this environment, it's probably better off to wait based on how big the gap was for the second or third flyback, as long as they don't go past 50% of the run. That could be an idea if you're going to do biceps. I wouldn't take the first ones, they hardly ever work out. Deck is getting some fly here. We're moving finally. Hasn't showed up the option prices yet, but it's starting to make a move. Still below the average. Amazon,
Deck will run
So-
into a little bit of resistance around 91.52, but if it gets beyond that, it may get up to around that 93.30 or so that I mentioned earlier.
and that's exactly where the options were priced to that area. One second, now we're at VWAP trying to go through Amazon. My concern is, do I want to try to see if it happens, and you're at the 90 and be on the 5, or just go break even? Market's not going, it's a little stronger than the market now, actually. Give above 65 if we break this high. 68 actually.
There's an upper price projection on that one at around 224.72, something like that.
Here's my issue with it, right here. You saw it earlier when you do the trend line here. It's right here. It's the intraday trend line, right? So I'm gonna go Amazon, go break even here, okay? Nothing to lose. I'm afraid of the trend line in here. If it goes, we just need a little bit more. It's just right out here, about perfect. See, we're just not far above there. I don't know if I can trust it above there. Maybe even take a half bar if you want. I'm gonna hold out for 99, 98 if you want to take it. Maybe trail the 2. I'm gonna tighten it up, guys. Well, so I am waiting. How powerful that trend line is. Wow. It's above VWAP. It's holding the 9. Stop is break even. So boom, out. What the heck just happened with slippage too? Not much, but dang, that was a big hard hit. All right, we're basically out at break even. Shot down in here. Not bad. Fortunately, the trade's pretty tight here, so just 4 cents. All right, let it go. But look at the trend line, how effective that was, right? Pullback was perfect though, 50% right there. A little bit more than I hoped, but glad I'm out. Market's still struggling here at this area. Oracle's trying to climb back again up to VWAP. Healthcare going. That's actually where, yeah, so we're getting above prices now. You should start to see the bids starting to push on this a little bit here on deck once we get past. Remember, the worst case is getting to the area. They priced them to 90.53. We're at 90.74. We're just there. So what we don't want to have is be even on the money, because on the money is no money. We want to be another buck or two higher, and that should lift us. All we're trying to do is cut down the deficit. Break even would be nice. Good exit on the Amazon.
I couldn't get that exit on Amazon. I had a problem adjusting my style, so I had to restart and couldn't get it in time.
Okay, well, you have your original stop in. I'd just try for 40 on the bounce. Look how
Yeah, I
rejected.
got out at T2308.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
So you took about a half hour. Oracle could be a put spread. And I wouldn't get into it because of the FOMC and because of where it's sneaking up the place here. But the thing's got juice. Where are we at here? Oh my God. It's 679.02. Crazy. All right, let's check Oracle real quick. Obviously, you can't do today. So let's see. The price low here is, let's call that 68. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, well, that actually isn't bad for 7 days. That's pretty good. I think I want to go lower than that though, because this thing can move. This thing has an ADR of $10, I believe. Let me verify that. Has an ARD of $12.78 as of today. So we're 284, 274. So 1R is to here. Can I get lower? Oh, not too far. I can get lower. I'll chop that down a little bit, a lot. Let me see if I can go higher and then cut my loss in a little bit. 2.5 wide. Okay, this is kind of decent. 270, 250 bull put credit spread, 7-day out. Right? We're just going to sell this on the pop. lower. Let me bid 60 on this. It's only a 2.5 wide, guys, so it's not bad. Uh, okay. If it goes up, we're going to lose the premium on this. But I like the fact I can get down 1R on this, and I can reduce the risk a lot. I don't know. I'm going to get 60 on this. My order's in at 60. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go 55. Try to get in. See, that's me moving it. See, I'm dropping it. I don't know if it's feeling it. Actually, no, it's okay. Deck still moving higher. No pivot on the 15 yet. That's kind of been, that's the tool I'm working with today. Going 52. I don't know if it'll fill there, but 55, it might have hit center. We're right at the option bake price here. It's 90.76. Amazon still holding in there, but we know the drill on that. Now the market's going to do that, might help the Amazon, but I'm not going to play it again. Too much Limsey going on here. 49 midpoint. I want to see Oracle not do too much higher. A little pullback to VWAP might do it. We break out, we're going to miss it. On 55 on that. Okay, final 50 cents. Now, sometimes I will let again, I'll buy one and let it go against me a little bit. And if it doesn't go, I'll just take half. That's me sitting at 50 cents right now. And that's all I'm going to do. Bid 50, final. I'm not going to take any less than that. And it's not going to go there if this thing goes higher right now. We want it to go higher, but just like an XSP, we want it to come back first. Now, 272.50 by 270. 50 cents if we get filled. Market's very narrow in this gap, right? It's up here in the ether, like 10,000 feet. And like, you know, the option mass fell out of the ceiling. Everybody's looking for them. Maintain 50. The spread's tightening here, so it probably would fill you if you went down a little bit more, but let it go. Either it gets us or it doesn't. Not worried about it. I'm just going to complain about it if it doesn't. Okay, now we're comfortably above the 5. Now I trust this less because of the size gap this was. See how we closed above the 5, closed above the 90 and beyond the 5, and then we took out the high. That's where people will usually land higher. And vice versa, it works the same. You want at least 2 bars closing below above the 5, then you want to take out the highest of the 2 bars, and that was right there. And around just under 90 bucks. Market's going higher, it's going to lift Amazon back to VWAP at least. Again, I'm not going to play against that trend line now. I was hoping we get back to this trend line here on a push, but We didn't quite get to, we got close though. We got up to 75. To make sure my orders out. Put your target in there and get short up there. PG moving a little bit there. I'm up a penny on FEMA guy. Okay, this is kind of where it failed. You can see, oh, that was the other one I was talking about that failed the trend line. The Oracle failed the trend line earlier, went back down to near open line, then got busy and cleared it handsomely on volume. The VWAP struggles, trying to break the breakout, but it's got where it turned here, supply short term at 286 and the open line. So if we're going to get a pullback, it's going to be right here, no more than 286, but market's going higher. This isn't going that much. Amazon back up to target there. Deck almost 91. Not enough to move the needle on these options. Still at 50 cents on this 2.5 wide. Anytime I get a 2.5 wide and I get good premium, I can stay at least 1 R away on the pivot on the daily chart. I'm okay with that, right? Because I don't have a lot to lose here. I have half risk on this. And it is 7 days out, mind you. But Oracle's the one that can also move 12 bucks the other way and go straight up. So we'll be taking profits at maybe 20 cents, all of it. This is one I wouldn't wait on. If we get a nice move here, you just take the money. Market's right back to pre-market high, daily high. That is moving the needle finally on XSP back to 68, almost clearing the high here. We need it to giddy up right here. Going back to that knee. Remember we talked about this, the 60 giving you a shot that maybe it was going to work below the here and how it struggled. But unless it leaves the daily, you pay up for that. So you don't buy the daily, you wait for the pullback from the daily once it kind of comfortably closes below. This never did. Closed once, closed twice, but never took out the lows and kept going. It's above the Bollingers. And that would have been trickery. Now you could have put a put spread. We actually tried, there was no premium in there. Oracle's still trying to climb 42 on the price now. It's pretty tight on the spread. I think we'll get it. I do. I think it's gonna, unless the market just takes off and this goes with it, we won't. But I'm maintaining 50. I'm not gonna do. Sometimes what I do though, I'll take one in wherever it's at, and I'll make the difference up at 55. So let's say I got in at 45 and say if it goes, I'll take the 1/2 and I'll go. I'll just make the money on half. But if it pulls back at 55, I still average in at 50. Does that make sense? So sometimes that's not a bad thing to do, right? Like you're still forcing, it only has to come back an extra nickel to beat your average price anyway. You'd have been in all. You're just taking it on the backwards when it's coming against you a little bit, but that's fine. We got to break through this pre-market high. XSP is trying to 68.01. Oracle's holding up pretty good. Healthcare's coming back. Dow's up. Look at this Dow, man. 470 points, breaking the highs again. Yay, get the hats out. I mean, you can't even make hats fast enough. I remember back when they broke 10,000 barrier. Everybody at Wall Street was wearing the 10,000 caps. They can't even get to the printers to print a new hat before the break. They've already broke the high again. They just stopped printing. It's like an everyday here. This market's got so much air in it. When they have real news that comes out, there's a lot to come out of this market potentially, right? I mean, you still average in if you're playing total market value, but I don't trust it here. damn high up there. Okay, let's see if we get the 15-minute pivot now. We'll start trailing that. So far, I'm liking this because I don't have to stay so busy with it, right? You just want something I can follow. Market just trying to beat through this area. See it right here at the top again, nothing to the left. Look at the Qs 1.09, broader market not too far off. They're definitely buying into here. Supply here could be a put spread right there at supply on IWM. Could be a 0 DTE as a matter of fact on IWM. But the way the market's going in here, it could keep going. I think we're taking out the high. I think the XSP took out the high. It did. It's at 19 here. Yay. God. Keep going. Amazon's going to break through on the push. Back, still no pivot. It's straight. If this creates a pivot in here, we have to wait for it to turn, have the next bar close, and then we'll trail the pivot. But right now, it's time enough to move the needle. So below the.
Did you do a credit spread today, Bill?
What's that?
I was asking Bill if he did a credit spread today.
Oh, oh Lordy. He should probably do a credit in one account, a debit in the other. And sometimes you'll win both, right? And then maybe let the credit go, make a little money, take a little bit of whatever's winning, and then offsets the potential loser on the other side. It's all, it's all speculative in this game. You don't know what this market's going to do. And if we do know, like I said, we'd be wearing orange. We'd be up there at the Martha Stewart Center.
So what type of credit spreads were you doing when you were with live traders? So I never followed them at that time, but I remember you used to do something with the SPY, right?
Yeah, mainly the SPX. And we were doing, more risky. We would win for like a month solid, but we were doing 25 cents takes way out of the market, right? And for a long time worked great. But if you were wrong and you did any site to make 250 bucks, you have to have 10 contracts. If you were wrong, take it on the chin. But we were right for like 30 days in a row sometimes. But mainly that. And then we got down to more, it wasn't that feasible to do what we're doing now. We didn't have Discord, it was the email. So we're a lot more effective now than we were then because we have Discord to communicate at a much speedier level. But they were just way out of the money put or call spreads. In hindsight, we probably should have done iron condors. At this point, the way the market's been going up, I'm just, obviously, and you can play the long dated SPY or SPX bull put spread. You've been right for a long time. You get these big days will shake you out, but for the most part, right. Market breaking considerably higher. Let's put in the XSP. XSP. Where did you say that target was, Bill? Are you filled at 192 after commissions? Here goes Amazon. There's our imaginary target. So 1.92 times 75%. Well, actually, there's no stop, but at 1.92 times 75%, be 144, 1.90, 144, 2 times, the difference is 108. That's where I keep getting the backwards. 108 times 75% plus 81 cents above that. 273. I'm doing 70% go break even target. 273. Now you can take it there, you can take some there. We were doing that before. Or we can just use it as a go break even target, or you can just not do anything. It's designed not to do anything, to let it go. We are getting some movement in here. We're getting just into the green a little bit as far as close goes. It's 40 cents away. 679, 680, 150. So we're almost there. Let me go back here real quick second. No trigger yet there, and Oracle. Oracle's struggling. Where's it struggling at? Well, a little below this area, a little below the supply, but open line. There's a glutton of orders always at the open line and a gap fill, more so I think at open. Could be algorithmic, I don't know, but there's just, it's an area that's almost like as good as a resistance area or a demand area if it's pulling back too. I showed 43, 7 days out, so it won't affect that much. The pullback should get us in this. We did pull back a little bit. Again, you could take 45 at 1 and 55 at 1 and be dead even on this. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to change my quantity to 1. So I'm going to go just a small amount here, and I'm going to get in 45 if it'll fill me. Okay, I'm filled. Then I'm going to add. Okay, so Oracle, get in half at 0.45, back half at 0.55. That'll be the same place. Okay, so I'm in half, and I'm going to set my buy up again on another order, a limit order at 55. Now, if I never get there, that's a beautiful thing, right? Because I'm still going to ride half the beans down, right? And I'm only got a 250 risk on this. I got really a $200 risk on this. If this thing went the hell in the handbasket, I can't lose more than $200 for each contract. No break still yet. I'm still doing kind of okay. It's almost acting like a resistance here, and it kind of is. You can see, well, there is resistance here. This bottom part here, this is what's now moving up into the ceiling part. We got below the floor, and now we're moving into the ceiling. Let's see if it actually can track through there or not. Okay, so Oracle is official in half. Anybody playing that way, if you're playing that at all? And then go half at 55?
Yeah, I got in one.
Sorry, I
just
had to
waiting
go
for
away
that.
for a while, but I'm back now.
Oh, XSP, giddy up. Show us your color. How did Dell end up doing? Kind of got busy again with the market, so did STX and AMD, not so much. Now, because FOMC is coming, what does that mean to the stocks? From a credit perspective, any guesses? FOMC is coming. We're in some credit. What does that typically do with that credit? Does it burn faster? Does it burn slower? Does it burn at all?
Probably going to go slower
It'll go slower up until Wednesday.
because of inflated IVs.
Correct, because you're moving into news. Uncertainty creates a bubble of option prices, right? So it's higher, number one. Number two, we have a 2 wide. A 2 wide is going to burn slower than a 5 wide, which is fine. So that's the negative part. The positive part is my risk is stymied to nothing almost, right? I have lower risk. So what do I have to give up? Market says, well, I gave you that. What are you going to give me? I'm going to give you slower burn, right? So that's kind of like the give and take. Market doesn't let you get both sides of it. If you're getting something from it, it's going to ask you for something on the other side. And the other side is going to be slower burn, which is fine. but that also means slower burn against you. That's a positive. It's almost like Mike doing a 5 wide trade on an orb and maybe doing a 50 wide trade. Like he may move a dime, 15 cents on a 5 wide. If I'm doing a 50 wide, I've moved 40 cents already, right? But on the contrary, same thing in reverse. So you have to be very specific on your entries, very good at nailing the top. Otherwise, it'll get away from you on a wide stop. So playing them 5 wide, in this case, it's only 2.5 wide. Good to go. Now it may stop us, that's fine, but I'm good, I'm better here. So this is the one where I took half in, and if it doesn't back up to 50 or 55, I'm just going to ride the one down and make half as much money, but at least I'm in and I'm not going to miss it. Amazon busting through
Now,
the
if it
trend.
pulls back and fills you at 55, so your average is 50, what would your stop be on that?
Based on 50, 2 times, 1.5 times that, so 1.25.
1.25, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast here. I'll be looking for maybe one more spread. I'm not gonna do any option plays long-term going into here unless there are more scalps on like low price, short dated for just quick run one day, or just stay on the credit spread side. And yeah, we'll go with that. And hopefully this XSP will pay today, hoping. So
Real
anyway,
quick,
I'll be in the
I
background for a
put
little
the
while.
in addition to FOMC Wednesday, we also have all the large caps reporting Wednesday night, Thursday night.
Sure, you got a lot of stocks.
So the
reporting.
Mag 7s are coming, right? Mag 6, whatever. So there's a lot of anticipation latter part of next week.
Yeah, I mean, if Oracle had a nice run higher, I'd just take it today. It could go if it ran $12, I'd be at 20 cents. I'd just take it today. Right. So it's always a possibility, but maybe not. Anyway, guys, I'll be in the background for a while. I probably won't be here all day today. I'll be here the next couple hours and just kind of with everything coming, just kind of wind it down here going into this news week coming. But order is in at 55 on the back half of Oracle. If I need to re-enter that price is orders in for that. So we'll go with that. All right, guys, I'll be here for a couple, 3 hours, and any questions, bring them up. I'm gonna go grab some breakfast, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, guys.